Hello everyone. So we are in the third passage. So where the direction for question 9 to 12. The passage below is accompanied by a set of questions. Choose the best answer to each questions. So let me talk about this text. What does this text point out? So here you would find out the text covers with uh, 1, 2, 3, uh, 4, 5, and 6 paragraphs, right on. So, and each of the paragraph presents a kind of an idea and coherently organized in such a way that it provides the means beautiful idea pertain to the means you could talk about the Holocaust and the World War II, isn't it? So if you look into the first paragraph talking presents here the idea related to means after the Holocaust. So if I talk about Holocaust means something related to the massacre, right? Or mass members or mass people are in harmful situation or are killed. So after the Holocaust, collecting testimonies and personal artifacts offered hope to Jewish communities facing extinction, right? Uh, it also stated about historians grappled with preserving memories in the aftermath of World War One's civilian destruction. Even if you go to the second paragraph point out World War Two, World War Two. Um, so went beyond a military conflict involving an extraordinary assault on civilians. It fundamentally changed the human relationship and led many citizens to record their experiences in diaries. Right. So to record their experiences in diaries, offering intimate insights into the war's impact. So you could say that this indicate about the Second World War, which was not merely a military conflict but an extraordinary assault on civilian, right? So, and that is what you would find out in the second paragraph. Then the third paragraph, which is a clearly play a kind of a third and fourth paragraph actually. So presenting the idea about historians post World War II played a role in shaping collective memories, right? Collective what? Collective memory, collective memory, emphasizing the importance of a moral witness. Um, you could talk about the moral witness. Survivors speaking on behalf of the dead. They aim to change human behavior and heal society. So whereas the fifth and sixth paragraph, which is indicating about the German historian whose name is called as Koselleck, a pivotal post-war thinker, recognized the need for new forms of history writing that balanced objectivity and subjectivity. He advocated for what? He advocated for open-ended discourse, right? Open-ended discourse or discussion, open-ended discourse, discourse between what? Objectivity, objective and also subjective. Right. Subjective what? Objective and subjective truth. Objective and subjective truth. Isn't it? So, and also seeking to bridge the gap between them. So, seeking also the bridge, you can say that bridge the gap between them, isn't it? So, fine, you could find out at the end of it, which is clearly stated about could attempt to close the gap or bridge the gap. So now, moving to the question here, what does the question 9 point out here? It says that according to the passage, what problem arose from traditional history writing in the aftermath of World War II? So if you look into that, then the question is asking about a problem, right? What does the question is trying to ask here? Now about a problem that emerges emerged from traditional history writing after World War II, as discussed in the passage, right? Now look into the each of the option and let's analyze them. So the first option says that historians were unable to find any reliable source of information. Now, if you observe the first option, So the first option suggests that historians could not find reliable sources, right? So sources of information, but this is not supported by the passage. The problem was related to how history was written, not a lack of sources. It doesn't say that what means historians were unable to find any reliable source means lack of source. So, but that is not what means the passage talk or the passage pointed. The passage is simply asking about how history was written, not a lack of resources or sources. Now, therefore, the option one is incorrect. Look at the option two. What does the option two point out? Historian focus too much on individual subjective accounts. Now, if I look into the option two is appropriate one because as far as we look into the first option where we have already discussed how history was written, that was the problem, right? So, and option two is pointing that that what historian focus too much on individual subjective account. It means it reflects the passage implication that traditional history writing did not sufficiently consider individual subjective accounts and experiences, and that was a problem, right? Now, on the basis of that, we can find out what problem arose that called as a uh, too much on individual subjective accounts, which is clearly stated that history writing or traditional history writing did not sufficiently consider individual subjective accounts and experiences, and uh, that was means a problem, right? So that's why we could consider option two would be the correct answer. Look at the option three. What does option three say? Historians failed to address the erasure of empathy caused by the war. So, if you look into that, this is not the problem with traditional history writing. It is an outcome of the war's impact. What is that? It is an outcome, outcome of the war's impact, outcome of the war's impact, war's impact, right? So it is not that empathy caused erasure of empathy caused by the war. So look at the last one. So therefore, we consider option three is also wrong. Look at the option four. What does option four say? Historians did not accept the impact of World War II on human relationship. So obviously, this part also proves wrong because this is not described as a problem with the traditional history writing. It is more about the consequences. So what we can draw the last option is nothing but the consequences of the war. Consequences of the war. So hence we could get here that the appropriate answer of the means problem was nothing but historian focused too much on individual subjective accounts that as you could find out that what history writing or traditional history writing did not adequately consider individual subjective accounts and experiences. Hence, we could consider option two is the correct answer to the question. Now, mm, okay, so I hope you understood. Let's move to the next question.